I would like to open up the January 2026 Lancaster County Planning Commission. Thank all you guys and gals in attendance.
Can we get rid of this?
Do we need to call the sheriff's department? We got a rowdy right here.
Won't swipe.
Wouldn't ring yesterday night when we can't stop it.
They're all coming in. They're all coming in. Did everyone receive, what was our last packet, the November 2025 minutes,
Yes,
in time to review them?
yes.
Any changes or updates? With that said, I'd like to make a motion to accept the 2025 November minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nay. So it looks like we've got two public hearings tonight. Oh, hell,
Discussion items.
I'm on the zoning. See, that's the bad thing about being online. Sucks. Can your phone ring again real quick while I get on? Okay, we got two discussion items.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hall, our first discussion item is required updates to Lancaster County Land Development Code, Part 1, Zoning Ordinance, Article 14-4. You want to walk us through that, please?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're here tonight to discuss required updates to Part 4 of the zoning ordinance, Article 14-4. After all review is deemed complete, we should hold a public hearing on the proposed changes at a future planning commission meeting. Jim Cornwell, County Attorney, recently sent an email to staff detailing the need to address language in the Code of Virginia 15.2-2311 appeals to board, which states that any written notice of a zoning violation or a written order of the zoning administrator dated on or after July 1st, 1993 shall include a statement informing the recipient that he may have a right to appeal the notice of a zoning violation or a written order within 30 days in accordance with this section, and that the decision shall be final and unappealable if not appealed within 30 days. The zoning violation or written order shall include the applicable appeal fee and a reference to where additional information may be obtained regarding the filing of an appeal. The appeal period shall not commence until the statement is given and the zoning administrator's written order is sent by registered or certified mail with proof of delivery to or posted at the last known address or usual place of abode by the property owner or its registered agent, if any. And so the most important change there would be the written order sent by registered or certified mail with proof of delivery. In the past, our code has not included that language, and so we are adding that and some of the other applicable code to kind of clean that up. That way, it will be the staff's policy to follow those directives so that when we do take it to court, we know that we are in compliance with the state code and that they've been properly notified of the violation. So your packet contained the code language from the state of Virginia and the proposed changes in the original email from Mr. Cornwell detailing why we needed to make the change.
So, in layman's terms, this is something that's required of us by the
Yes,
state legislature.
yes, we must do,
I wonder why they put 1993, why they go back if you only have 30 days to do it. I mean, it's funny that they put that in there.
yes.
But I mean, as far as our discussion items are concerned, we could talk about this until the end of the day, and this is required of us to do.
Right, if we want to, if we want any decision we make to legally hold up in the court of law, we'd have to follow this procedure when issuing the violation notice.
Do we treat this appeal, let's say nobody picks it up, nobody picks the mail up, do we treat that like we didn't hear from the person, we just?
Yes,
I mean,
so we'd
yeah.
have to have the sheriff basically serve that, he would have to go out there and post it to them on the door.
On the door,
And have
yeah.
documentation that he did so.
But Olivia, in
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Cornwell's response, he mentioned if the property owner doesn't live at that address, so then what do we do?
It would be posted, we'd have to work with whatever district he lived in, which is something that does come up here frequently, since we do have a lot of people who don't have a primary residence here. So we would have to work with whatever local sheriff or police department could serve that potentially.
Because their primary residence is on record?
Yes,
I guess where we send the bills is on record, yeah.
correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hey, Glenn. Can you get the paper? Any other questions, Ms. Hollins? So what are we prompted to do? We've got to bring this back for a public hearing?
Yes. So if you're ready, we will bring this to public hearing at the next planning commission meeting, if that is your will.
Do we need to make a motion to do so? Probably should. You guys mind if I make a motion to forward, what was it? Forward the required update to the Lancaster County Land Development Code Part 1 zoning ordinance, Article 4-4, to next month's planning commission meeting for a public hearing? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Our second discussion item is required changes to the protocol for motions made regarding amendments to the zoning ordinance. Ms. Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is not going to require a public hearing in the future, as it's just a protocol change. And so after all review is deemed complete, we can implement the recommended changes to our protocol. Jim Cornwell, County Attorney, recently sent an email to staff detailing the need to address the language that was changed in 15.2-2286, which states for the amendment of the regulations or district maps from time to time or for their repeal, whenever the public necessity, convenience, general welfare, or good zoning practice requires, the governing body may by ordinance amend, supplement, or change the regulations, district boundaries, or classifications of property. Any such amendment may be initiated by resolution of the governing body, by motion of the local planning commission, or by petition of the owner, contract purchaser within the owner's written consent or the owner's agent therefore, of the property which is the subject of the proposed zoning map amendment, addressed to the governing body or the local planning commission, who shall forward such petition to the governing body. However, the ordinance may provide for the consideration of proposed amendments only at specified intervals of time, and may further provide that substantially the same petition will not be reconsidered within a specific period not exceeding 1 year. Any such resolution or motion by such governing body or commission proposing the rezoning shall state that the above public purposes therefore. If any county having adopted such zoning ordinance, all motions, resolutions, or petitions, in any county having adopted such zoning ordinance, all motions, resolutions, or petitions for amendment to the zoning ordinance and/or map shall be acted upon and a decision made within such a reasonable time as may be necessary, which shall not exceed 12 months unless the applicant requests or consents to action beyond such period, or unless the applicant withdraws his motion, resolution, or petition for amendment to the zoning ordinance or map, or both. In the event of and upon such withdrawal, processing of the motion, resolution, or petition shall cease without further action as otherwise would be required by this subdivision. Okay, that's a lot of legalese to tell you that based on this language, Mr. Cornwell has opined that in cases where there is a motion to change the zoning regulations, either by the Board of Supervisors or the Planning Commission, the motion shall contain the specific findings of, quote, good zoning practice, end quote. For example, the motion would be to forward the proposed changes to the Board of Supervisors with favorable consideration and a finding of good zoning practice. So we basically have to state that there is a finding of good zoning practice with any motion that's made. And that will be something that the Planning Commission will do, and also the Board of Supervisors. And that just covers us legally. To facilitate this discussion, your packet includes a copy of the email from Jim Cornwell regarding this necessary change to protocol in the applicable state code. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. So all that jargon was just, we basically have to add a phrase when we're discussing or changing any zoning regulation. Again, this is coming down from Richmond to us.
Yes, that is correct.
You guys have any questions for Ms. Hall? Nothing? Yeah, so do we need to make a motion to,
I don't think so.
we don't have to do anything. I mean, it is what it is. This is a,
So we'll make a note, and then the next public hearing that we have for you all, I'll include that language as a reminder in our memo. And that way, we'll be sure to do that.
I thought you were gonna make us remember that.
no, please don't.
I'm gonna have a hard enough time remembering it myself, so.
No doubt.
Thank you.
It's funny why that change is in there, but I guess they know more than we do.
Legalese.
I guess so. Okay. No further discussion. That's a wrap on the discussion items. In old business, we have an overview of the 2026 Planning Commission dockets,
Yes.
and that is regarding,
So, coming to you in the future, we've discussed this one before, and we're still waiting on comments from our VDEQ liaison. We have required changes to our Chesapeake Bay Preservation Ordinance. You all have seen those proposed changes. We need her to look at it and make sure that DEQ is good with the changes. They should be because we use their model ordinance. But as soon as we have them sign off on it, we'll bring that to you as a public hearing.
and those are, yeah, that's no changes as far as we're concerned. That's just waiting for DEQ approval.
Yes, and those are all things that they want us to do. So again, that's not really something coming from staff, it's coming from the state.
Gotcha.
And then for the flood ordinance, the Assistant Building Official, Kevin Zoll, has extensive experience with county flood ordinances, and he has reviewed our flood ordinance and suggested some changes. These changes are in review and would need to be approved by DCR prior to bringing them to you. So we will take those necessary steps before we bring those potential changes, but you can expect those maybe in the future. We've also talked about some updates to our mapping in the comprehensive plan. Staff is still working on those. We're going to purchase GIS license for Andrea. She's going to have that on her computer. It's an editing license. So we're going to be able to potentially do some creation of maps as well. And then, of
Wow.
course, Glenn's helping us with all of our mapping as usual. So, and Glenn has made some very nice maps for us recently. So
Yes.
we have some nice things that we could do there. And then for R2, the repealed R2 zoning has been problematic for code enforcement, and county staff members are exploring our options to address these concerns. We are looking at the possibility of legacy zoning, which would allow us to update to the legacy zone as needed, would not, but it would not allow for any rezones to the legacy zoning district. So a legacy zone would encompass what is already R2. You could never rezone into it, but we would be able to update items in that code, like permissible uses. So that would help us in enforcing
For example,
the code.
I'm trying to think the R2, like Hills Quarters R2, is it not? Yeah. So that, they're grandfathered, but we will just probably get rid of R2 in the future? Is that kind of what we're looking
Well,
at?
R2 is repealed,
Okay, yeah. I mean,
which
we're not
means that
bringing
we
it back.
can't update R2 zoning. So changing it to a legacy zone would allow us to update permissible uses.
And see, the problem is, several of the R2 properties, the existing R2 properties are on the waterfront. And this ordinance was repealed, so they're grandfathered. So you either have to rezone them to a different zoning district, and we currently do not have a zoning district that they would fit in, because our R4 is not allowed within 800 feet of tidal waters. So this legacy zoning would be a way to solve the problem. The legacy R2 would be a new zoning district, but you just could not rezone any new area into it.
Who's R2 on the water, guy?
We got the
Windmill.
condos at Windmill Point,
Okay, did Tartan fall into that too?
yes, and also High Banks.
And then the townhomes down Maratica Road, what's the end of it?
Sloop Point
Sloop Point.
in Maratica.
So basically all are higher density.
Yeah, higher density. And so, and this has been a problem ever since R2's been repealed, because we didn't have another district for them that
To
would
slide
fit.
into?
Yeah. So, so Olivia and Andrea have done some research and found this legacy zoning. As an example, I think in Loudoun County is what
Yes.
you all
Yeah,
found.
that's one of them.
Which, like I said, you can't zone any new land into it,
Right.
but it would give us a way to enforce the regulations on those existing grandfathered R2 properties. You may remember,
That makes sense.
I think back in September, when Jimmy Carter came before the Board of Supervisors to revise the master plan and add some additional units into Hills Quarter. I mean, the only way we've been regulating that repealed R2 has been through revisions to the master plan, which is allowed in the old R2 ordinance. So it's just a way to clean up the zoning ordinance and to give us an easier way to enforce those grandfathered R2 properties.
Okay. Interesting.
But again, there would be no rezonings of new property into that zoning district.
Right. Understood.
And so we hope to have some language on that front for you soon to
So we
review.
would basically just be creating a new zoning district.
It would be a new zoning district, but it would just be for the purpose of providing an enforcement mechanism to regulate the repealed existing R2. And Jim Cornwell has
It's
reviewed.
better to do it now than when something, I see, yeah. I
Yeah.
get it. What else is the overview? What else we got?
And that's all we have for you this evening.
Do you have anything coming down the pipe for us to look forward to this spring?
Other than what we just discussed, I do not.
Well, you will have capital improvement budget
Oh.
discussion.
I don't know that you'd be looking forward to it, but.
Are we looking at that for February or March?
You will have a discussion in February, the representatives from the departments requesting
Okay.
requests will be before you to explain their requests, and then you'll hold a public hearing at your March meeting to adhere to the schedule that the Board of Supervisors has held in place over the past several years to get the budget done.
So that's a 30-day
by May.
window, but once we hear it, then we prioritize, then we have the public hearing?
Yeah, the budget is due back to me on February the 6th, and so I will compile all of those requests, put them together, and what's your meeting date in February? Is it February the 19th? So you'll get that the week before, Friday before.
How long does the commission have to prioritize?
Well, you'll see him the first time for that February meeting, and, you'll need to get it done
By
at the
March.
March meeting.
Okay.
So,
Well, I figured
Yeah.
so you'd have time to tally them before
Yeah.
the March meeting?
Yeah.
So maybe a couple weeks, okay.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
you
business
make-
as usual.
you remember last year, you had to do it in one meeting because the February meeting got snowed out,
Oh,
Yeah.
so,
We got that. We can do it.
oh, yeah. So,
Anything else? Anything else, guys? Nothing else to add? I'm sorry. Board of Zoning Appeals, update from Mr. Sorensen.
I know we have one next Thursday. We've got a couple of hearings. The helicopter hearing has been withdrawn, so we will have that.
I got a feeling she's not going away, though.
I think that issue has stopped, the helicopter
all
issue.
right. All right. Well, thank you, Mr.